Lauren went through that many names before she decided on Fluttershy? Wow. One of my favorite types of collector's items is art books. These days, it's almost become an unwritten rule that if a cartoon exists, there's an art book for it, and if there isn't, it'll be made eventually. MLP is the most recent example of that. My Little Pony: The Art of Equestria is a newly released art book that features various pieces of character and location designs from the show, as well as some inside info on the developmental stages of the series. I'll be giving a condensed rundown of the book's contents, and at the end I'll be giving my final thoughts. Since this book is relatively large and my scanner is rather small, I'll be using photos taken with a 16 megapixel camera. So excuse the quality. The first thing we're greeted to when we pass the table of contents is an expanded version of the Equestrian map, with newly added locations like Yak-Yakistan, Starlight's Village, Twilight's Castle, Griffinstone, which seems to be its own country, and what looks like the Dragon's Volcano from Chrysalis's Fiendship comic. After an intro from Jason Thiessen and a foreword from the book's author Mary Jane Beggin, please excuse me if I mispronounce that name, we reach Chapter 1, Pony Evolution. This chapter briefly touches on the history of the My Little Pony franchise and shows some early art of some of the main characters. It also features a short guide on how to draw the basic pony design, how to vary the body shapes to create a diverse cast of characters, and how to draft clothing designs on top of these characters. Chapter 2 is a more detailed section that shines a light on individual characters, starting with the main 6 and moving on to secondary characters like Celestia and the CMC. Each character's section gives some basic info on that character and features prototype designs that highlight their evolution. Chapter 3 serves the same purpose as Chapter 2, this time with a focus on the show's villains. Chrysalis, Sombra, Starlight Glimmer, and other baddies get their time to shine here. And even though he has been reformed, Discord is featured in this section since the character-focused chapters show the initial development of each character. Next, we get a chapter that shows off the designs of all the other races found across Equestria, including Minotaurs, Dragons, and Griffins, with special attention given to specific characters of those races. So that's what Rutherford's eyes look like. We're then taken across the world of MLP in Chapter 5, which focuses on the different locations shown throughout the series. Each place gets a little info blurb, then shows off some of the sketch designs for that location. Chapter 6 gives us a peek at how the show transitions from paper to flash animation. We're shown comparisons between the storyboards and the final images, with scenes from some fan favorite MLP episodes. And Daring Don't. They even have an extended storyboard of the Twilight vs. T-Rex fight. Tell me that is not awesome. The 7th and final chapter, Pony Revolution, is the shortest chapter in the book, closing things off with an acknowledgement of the fandom that the show sparked, and a few pages dedicated to some of the lovely art made by various people in the community. So, what do I think of the book? Honestly, it's amazing. As someone who's a student in animation, I love reading about how cartoons make it to the screen from their initial development, and chapters 3, 5, and 6 are probably my favorite chapters. If you're an art and animation buff, or if you want a worthwhile piece to add to your MLP collection, then I highly recommend getting this. My Little Pony: The Art of Equestria is currently available in stores and online, and it's priced at just below $30, which is pretty fair since most art books are in the $35 to $65 range. And just in case you're wondering, no, the book's publisher did not pay me to do this. I sure wish they were though. So what do you think of this new art book? Do you think it's worth getting? Are you interested in some of the things that it has to offer? Let me know in the comments below or hit me up on social media. And consider supporting me on Patreon or commissioning me for art via PayPal. Until next time, keep it sketchy, folks.